every day, just tick off one task. Pick a name that might take you 20 minutes. So if you do one task a day, it might take you 20 minutes to an hour. By the end of the week or the month, you will have essentially launched your business. So we had been doing a lot of influencer marketing. We'd pay people $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 for a post because I knew it generated 4, 5, 6 times return, sometimes more. So we brokered a deal with Kylie Jenner about 1 year in. It's about $300,000.
Kylie Jenner featured it on all of her socials.
All of her socials, Instagram, Facebook, no TikTok back then. I was actually trying to reach out to the Kardashians for a little while, I'd say a few months. And then one day a talent agency actually emailed me. These are all the celebrities we represent. There's a bunch of celebrities on there, like Selena Gomez, Taylor Swift. They had this whole list. If 300 people are talking about something in a month, you're probably gonna trust it.
A lot of people who'll be listening will be thinking, excuses, I'm too scared, I don't have enough money. Do you have any advice for anyone?
It's all possible, but you're literally doubting every single move without actually executing.
Very excited for today's podcast. We have Iyia Liu, who is a multi-million-dollar entrepreneur, started multiple businesses from the ground up. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate you coming on my podcast.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to chat with you.
Yeah, thank you. And I want to start by the beginning. What made you want to become an entrepreneur in the first place?
So, if we rewind all the way back, I don't know if I wanted to be an entrepreneur from the get-go. I remember going into uni, I was gonna do art, like painting. I was like, oh, how am I gonna make money doing art? So then I was like, okay, I'll try law and business. Got the law book, it was so thick. I returned it after the lecture, I was like, I'm not doing law. And then ended up doing business. Sort of in my second year, I read this article. I remember I read this article and it said, 20-year-old girl, buying and selling clothing on eBay, she turns her business into a $100 million company. So I'm thinking to myself, she's in her 20s. I, at the time, was also buying and selling clothing on Trade Me. Like, I'd buy a bulk lot, I would style the items on myself and then relist them, and I'd make like $10, $20, $30 off each item. I was like, hold on, I'm sort of like her. Like, if she's 20, I'm in my 20s, she can do this big business from her bedroom, why can't I? So I sort of thought, okay, I'm just gonna give it a go. Buy some inventory, set up a website, and for me, it felt like passive income. I was like, cool, if I just have this website, people can buy it, and I just have to ship it out.
Just like that.
Just like that. I wasn't actually trying to really start a big business or be an entrepreneur. I just thought it was gonna be passive income.
Yeah, it's so exciting.
Yeah.
So what was that business called?
That one was called I'll Take All Three. So that was my very, very first go at it, and it actually did not do well.
Right.
Yeah, no, it did not do well. So the girl that I read in the newspaper, she was Sophia Amoruso, who's very well known now. She's written the book Girl Boss, and she had the Netflix show called Girl Boss as well. Must have been called Girl Boss. And oh my God, what was the question?
It failed. It didn't work out.
It failed. And she had a clothing business. Mm-hmm. So her clothing business was called Nasty Gal. So I wanted to do a clothing business. I was like, I'm going to be the next Nasty Gal. No. Very, very bad.
Didn't work out.
No one bought from me besides maybe a few family and friends. And if I look back on it now, like now I know and I understand why it didn't work well. I didn't collaborate with anyone. I spent all of my time just posting on my own feed on Instagram. And as a result, there was just no word of mouth. No one else was seeing it besides my family and friends.
Yeah, right.
I also made my website on WordPress.
No, not good for e-commerce.
No. Very difficult. I couldn't make any changes without a web developer. And then just little things like that, having given it another go, now I'm like, oh, I would never do those things again.
Yeah.
So now I know.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good lesson. So what year was that?
That was maybe 2015. I'd say 10 years ago now.
Okay, in your early 20s?
Yeah.
First business. Okay, and then it didn't work, so did you close that one down? What happened after you weren't getting any sales?
So I remember I was running that for, let's say, 4 or 5 months, and I was starting to get a little bit desperate. I started going job searching. Mm-hmm. Applied for a few, wasn't really getting one. I went to China to visit my grandparents, which I would do like once a year. And while I was there scrolling Instagram again, I saw this product called Waist Trainer, shapewear. And I saw it on a girl in America wearing it. And I was like, oh, I really want to buy it. So I bought one. And then I thought to myself, hold on. If I just bought one after seeing it on somebody on Instagram, maybe other people would want to buy one or shop this way as well. So I basically just replicated that.
Yeah.
Found a supplier, ordered a few samples, didn't invest very much. I did a Shopify website, which was, I think, you do a free trial.
Yeah.
Put it up, sent out a few units to people to promote on social media, and just really grew from there. My goal was to make $300 a week. I was like, if I can sell 10 pieces of shapewear a week, I'd be very happy.
And it blew up.
Yeah.
This is the waist trainer Kylie Jenner wore, right?
Yeah.
This is the waist trainer.
It is. So we brokered a deal with Kylie Jenner about 1 year in.
Yeah.
I think it was about $300,000.
Wow.
Ended up, I was like, this better not be a scam. Went to the bank, and the bank was like, is this a scam? I was like, I don't think so. I hope not. But it did turn out to be legitimate, and
Kylie Jenner featured it on all of her socials and
all of her socials, Instagram, Facebook, no TikTok back then.
What made you pick Kylie Jenner out of all of the Kardashians or influencers in the world?
So we had been doing a lot of influencer marketing. So, I started off by doing that product gifting, started working with people with larger and larger audiences. And I was like, okay, this is working. It's working really well. We'd pay people $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 for a post because I knew it generated, 4, 5, 6 times return, sometimes more. And I just thought to myself, who's my favorite celebrity?
Yeah.
And why not just do it on that massive scale, reach global audience? And I think she was sort of one of the top at the time.
She's the it girl of its time. That is crazy. What does it take to reach out to someone like Kylie Jenner to feature your product?
So that was really interesting. I get asked this a lot. So I was actually trying to reach out to the Kardashians for a little while, I'd say a few months, and I didn't get a response. And then one day a talent agency actually emailed me and was like, oh, I've seen you've been doing a lot of influencer marketing. These are all the celebrities we represent. I remember there was a bunch of celebrities on there, like Selena Gomez, can't remember if it was Taylor Swift, just they had this whole list, all the pricing.
Wow.
I wish I kept that list. I don't have it anymore. Yeah, and you could just choose, take your pick.
Wow. I would love to see who was on there and how much it was at its time compared to now. I know I speak to a lot of business owners and there's a bit of a stigma around influencer marketing and whether it's beneficial for your business, but obviously you've done it multiple times. What are your go-to tips when finding an influencer and getting them to work with you and it being successful?
So, this is something I teach all of my students in my trainings and just when I work with them, is essentially I like to launch, like let's say I'm launching a new business, I like to start by building up social proof, which is essentially gathering user-generated content, pictures of people using your product, enjoying it, maybe building up some reviews, and you can do that with micro-influencers. So when people think influencers, they think of like the big ones, the ones with like 50K, 100K, 200K followers. But actually everyone is an influencer, if you think about it. We all have the ability to influence somebody in our lives, whether it be your mom, your grandma, your friends, people you go to work with. So if you are, like let's say you've got a product and it's $5, $10, I would generally recommend sending that out in exchange for some social sharing, essentially. And don't worry about the follower count so much because it's really about, again, like I said, like everyone's an influencer in their own way.
Yeah. So would you recommend people would go for like a smaller following but more engagement? Like what are things that you look for when you pick an influencer on social media?
Honestly, I just go in mass.
Yeah.
So okay. I'm not really even looking too much. It's just like, can we get 200 people or 300 people to talk about it this month? If we can, that's amazing.
Yeah.
300 people talking about your business in 1 month, all sharing on social, all going out to like, let's say between 1,000 and 5,000 people watching, times 200. I don't know that math.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT that. But yeah, that's incredible word of mouth, digital word of mouth, essentially. And then let's say you go, I've done this, micro-influencer strategy. Okay, now let's try some of the mid-tier, the macro ones, just see how it goes. You might offer them like $500, $1,000 for the one piece of content that they put out to their large audience, I still believe it is the cheapest, probably one of the cheapest forms of advertising and most effective.
I think influencer marketing is such an interesting one because I'm obviously I run a digital marketing agency. I speak to business owners all the time and they're like, I'm never working with content creators. There is a huge stigma on them charging ridiculous amounts or messaging brands like, can I come try your restaurant or cafe in exchange for a free meal? And it gives like a bit of an icky taste.
Yeah.
But yeah, have you had any bad experiences with influencer marketing?
Bad experiences? I definitely have. I remember I paid one girl 10 grand and she sort of did a third of what she was meant to do and then just blocked us. I was like, but why? But why?
That's ridiculous.
She was in America, so I couldn't really even do anything. But I mean, most of the time it works. It's worked really well. Also, in the past, I've worked with people that had maybe were not the right demographic. They didn't have the right audience, but that's also like a me issue. Like I picked them. So sort of my fault in a way. You've sort of just got to figure out what to do. Essentially, I've been doing it for 10 years. I know how to talk to people, how to do it really efficiently, and get it to work, essentially. So if it's not working for you, you're probably doing it wrong.
Yeah, right, okay. And then obviously people can learn about how to do this in your course, which we'll get to. But do you have any sort of a contract or something that you use to protect yourself and your business when working with influencers?
If it's the micro-influencer strategy I discussed in volume, we don't really have a contract because it's so fast. Like we need a message, trying to lock in 200-300 people a month. Would not be feasible to send everyone a contract. We usually just do like a Google form, sort of with I wouldn't say agreement. It's like, we'll send you this product and you will do some sort of social content. And then it's sort of like it's written. It's still sort of binding, but also if they don't do it, they don't do it.
Yeah.
But let's say you're doing a paid one with a large influencer, then you definitely want to do a written agreement. I've never really, done that without an agreement. So if there's money involved, I would do an agreement.
Yeah, especially if it's $300,000 with Kylie Jenner, which is smart. So yeah, how do you track the return on investment for, let's say, Kylie Jenner or big purchases when it comes to influencers?
So you can do like a code. Like let's say you give them a code, and if anyone buys with their code, it sort of tracks how many sales. But then a lot of people also come on. You'll see an influx of traffic, and they don't necessarily use the code. People buying, so it can be a little bit tricky to track the exact. It's not like ads. We can see the exact conversion rate. But yeah, it's also good for brand building. Like if a person sees an ad for the first time and they've never seen this brand before, they might go, never heard of you, next. But if 300 people are talking about something in a month, and then a couple of people with large audiences whom you trust and have followed for years are talking about something, you're probably going to trust it because all these people are real people. So you're not going to get scammed or ripped off from this company.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, that's cool. So Waist Trainer, you sent out a bunch of products, free products, and then obviously down the line you did Kylie Jenner. How big did this grow from? Was it just influencer marketing, or what else did you do on the side?
I feel like back then it was influencer marketing and paid ads in conjunction. I mean, it still is these days.
Yeah.
I always say if you do paid ads without influencer marketing, your ad's going to cost more. If you do influencer marketing without ads, it's also, like, influencer marketing is very labor intensive. You're always reaching out to people. So you need the ads to sort of like, just maintain the traffic coming through.
Yeah, smart. Okay. So you'll do an influencer post, then they'll send you the content and you'll boost that paid ads like Facebook, Instagram. Then where are you driving that traffic? Is it straight to buy?
So you can turn it into an ad. I often don't even turn it into an ad. Like the influencer will drive enough traffic to your website.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Yeah. But yes, totally. If it does perform well organically, maybe you want to turn it into an ad.
Yeah, cool. Okay. And what happened to Waist Trainer? How long did you run that for?
I ran that for about 1.5 years, just under 2 years. I also started a supplement company at the same time. And then my mum's was a business broker, and she said, hey, Iyia, you can get a free valuation, see how much your business is worth. And I was like, okay, get a free valuation. And then actually they must have sent it to their private database. I got a really good offer, and someone bought it from me and took 3 months to do a handover.
Wow, okay. So were you always planning to build that up and sell?
I wasn't even meant to start a business. I was just
You're going to swing this completely.
I was just going to set up a website and hope 10 people a week bought a shapewear item from me.
Yeah. How did you take that to the next step, or even think, are you constantly researching and learning, or are you seeing others do this, or are you just throwing spaghetti at the wall? How is it happening?
I feel like anything that worked for us, I would go, okay, this is working, let's do it more and more and more. More ad spend, more influencers. If something wasn't working, we might try it a couple of times, and if we're like, still can't get it to work, we might stop doing it. I remember I tried radio. I would go to expos. You want to try everything, right? You don't want to rule anything out. And then just
see what works. Double down. Yeah, cool. You've mentioned, so you've had the clothing, then you've got the waist trainer, and then now you've mentioned your supplement. Obviously, these are completely different businesses. Does the marketing ever change, or the funnels ever change, or is it kind of copy and paste throughout the different industries and products?
It's totally copy and paste. Even now, I'm following a lot of the top ecom businesses. I'm just always studying everyone, and it's still generally a very similar strategy. I feel like right now what's trending is TikTok shop and TikTok shop affiliates, and still the influencer marketing, paid ads. It's really that trio. And actually now what's very important is organic content strategy, which back then it wasn't. So now it's actually become very important.
Yeah, back then it was curated feeds on Instagram.
Yes.
You could post a photo, that would be enough to get sales. Now, what are you doing on organic?
Now for organic, so again, it's also putting stuff out and seeing what works. So this week, earlier this week, I filmed some street interviews because it was community based, and I feel like it's fun for people to watch. You get out there and talk to people that maybe they know. We do skits, challenges, some educational content, essentially what is valuable for the audience. So one of the, if I went back to the mistakes I used to make for that very first business that failed, I was just posting the pictures and things that I like. And I didn't think about the audience. What do they actually want to see? What actually benefits them? What's interesting to them? Yeah. So now that's the whole focus.
Yeah, and how do you figure that out? Do you use any tools or research? Yeah, what brings you to figure out what, for those different businesses, what the audience want to see in terms of content?
I guess, so starting off with thinking, who's the demographic? Is it a young woman and maybe lower socioeconomic, high socioeconomic, where do they live? What are their interests? And then thinking about, okay, do they want funny content? Is it more serious? Do they have is it their problem PCOS or acne or something? So then it might be more serious and might be more educational, versus something else that might be a lot more silly. It's probably dependent on the product.
Yeah, right. And are you just seeing stuff online or getting inspiration from other creators and businesses?
Yeah, basically. So just spending a decent amount of time researching the platforms by just scrolling, saving stuff to folders that you think, oh, I can gather inspiration from that. I liked how they structured that. Maybe I could do something similar. I feel like that's the best way to learn.
Yes, copy and paste what others are doing, what's working. Yeah. What's your screen time? Do you know?
It's actually not too bad. It's about 2 hours a day.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
I thought it wasn't too bad. I set a limit for 2 hours, so every day at 2 hours I get a notification. So I reckon I hit about 2 hours a day. But then that's at night.
Yeah, that's really good. I think mine's 7 or 8. It's ridiculous.
I mean, the rest of the day I'm on the computer, but I'm not on my phone.
Yeah, cool. So when you're scrolling, you're purely just looking at content ideas and you're not down a TikTok rabbit hole for you pages, which is good.
I mean, sometimes. This morning I saw this video about this fish, and it was really intriguing. It was this fish that doesn't feel any pain, and it's really dumb. It's got I don't know what it's called,
sunfish or the sailfish or something.
Sunfish.
Bizarre. I'll have to look that up later.
animals come and bite it, and it just lets them bite it and just keeps floating. And I was like, why am I so interested in this fish?
I love that. Cool. Okay, so you open up a supplement company. This is from scratch again, just zero. How do you find these product ideas? What makes you pick supplement out of everything?
I feel like I generally pick something that I have some sort of interest in. Like I enjoy fitness, but I'm also not like obsessed with fitness. So I did see a lot of the fitness brands, supplements brands, were really focusing on like gym junkie people. I was like, oh, I just want to make like a pretty one that put on your kitchen bench and it looks beautiful.
Yeah, nice.
And then pretty much found a contract manufacturer. Sometimes people are like, oh, you need to make it yourself. I'm like, you don't need to make it yourself.
Yeah.
Just find a professional manufacturing company that's going to make it for you. You just focus on selling it, building the brand. Yeah, essentially it.
Yeah, cool. And so you started that one from scratch. What's the first thing you do to start building the brand, and how long does it generally take?
Just I roll out my influencer strategy.
Straight away?
Straight away.
Okay.
I'm probably sending out 100 to 200 bottles in the first month to quickly get as much content as I can, start getting people talking about it, sharing about it, tagging. The more people talk about it, the more other people are like, ooh, what's this? Yeah. But I would say, how long is the build up? Maybe like 3 months to really get it trucking along.
That's not really that long if you think about it. I mean, I speak to businesses all the time and they don't even believe in social proof, which is crazy because obviously that's how we all buy. But for them, it takes months, sometimes years. Influencer marketing, you would say, would just be that shortcut straight away to building that social proof and building that brand.
It is a good way because I feel like I even utilize these same strategies for maybe 4 years ago. I had a marketing agency as well, which I also did not mean to start.
This is 4 businesses so far.
Yeah. So, okay, actually, before the marketing agency, I had Celebration Box, which was gift boxes. And then people kept asking me, hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? And I was like, I'll do it for you. Ended up having 18 staff, 90 clients a month, accidentally built up this marketing agency. But also on our website, we had a lot of testimonials, some of our work, like the results. That's all social proof. People will pick you because of that. Think about why you shop from somewhere. You would have read a review, you would have saw a before and after photo. Social proof, very important.
Yeah, right. And what's the best social proof, would you say, or just anything? Is there anything that works the best for all of those product-based businesses or service businesses?
Just everything. Videos of real people interacting with the products, using it, showcasing how easy it is to use or how beneficial it is. Let's say it's for an agency, it could be, the results that they got and the growth of their business. Just really depends on what the product is.
Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. So, agency.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to actually Celebration Box. Now,
Yeah.
I use Celebration Box so many times in my life. That's a huge business. Where did that come from?
So after I sold the shapewear and supplements to one person.
Nice.
I was like, oh,
Handy.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'll have a break. And then I think after like 3 months maybe, I was like, I'm so bored. I'm 23. 24.
Wow, you're still so young.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
I'm like, let's just do something else. I saw these cool gift boxes in Australia called dessert boxes. Oh, they were sending giant penis donuts to people. And I was like, this is funny. I'm not going to do the same thing. I don't feel like it's appropriate for me to send these giant objects. So I'm just going to do like really fun, Instagrammable, eye-catching gift boxes.
So it seems like you were in China, you saw the waist trainer, so you're finding something that you buy, and then in Australia, same with Celebration Box, and you're just taking that idea and tweaking it a little bit and then reselling it. What gives you like the motivation or the resilience to think like that will work? Do you just try it and see what happens, or do you just know, you have a gut instinct that these products are going to sell?
I always say, so like this is probably the number one question I get from people that I speak to on a day-to-day basis, is people want to start a business, but they're so stuck on the idea because they're worried that it's not going to sell. And then sometimes they give me this list of business ideas, like 7 of them, and ask me which one's going to do the best. And I actually say all of them are equal in my eyes. It's about the execution. It's about how you do the advertising. And I could bring up a brand in all of those categories that is doing well right now. So it's like you can sell anything with the right marketing strategy.
Yeah, right. Okay, let's dive into it. I want to put you on the hot seat a little bit. All right. Can we pick a product, let's just say you have not built a business around from scratch, and maybe how you would build it? So what would you pick right now, given, the trends and what's happening in the market, you think would go really well?
Well, I have just launched matcha and coffee in a can, which I know matcha is like trending. But other products, maybe infrared stuff. I know that's very in right now. Anything to do with wellness, even like food things that have a wellness twist. It could be like low calorie sauce, which I've thought about because that solves a pain point.
So you're looking for things that solve a problem always when you're thinking of a product.
I guess yes, but like Celebration Box didn't really solve a problem. I just thought it was fun.
Yeah, true. Okay.
It does still solve a problem, convenience for gifting, but I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah. Okay. So if we pick matcha, the new company that you've launched, which is exciting.
Yes.
How are you going about? What's the marketing strategy for launching that one and building a brand?
So that one we've actually started the rollout about a week ago, and this week my team has sent out 500 packs to people.
That was like still influencer marketing.
Yeah, so this is just like mass and bulk. Again, start getting these people talking about it. We got into Farrow, which is amazing, like one stockist, but obviously we need a lot more. Yeah. So we've started doing outreach in mass to pretty much everywhere in New Zealand, offering samples. Yeah. And we've also organised collaborations with reputable businesses. We've got 1 to 2 a week.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, for the next 3 months, we've locked in really cool collabs with like the likes of like LSKD, just like top brands. Yeah, we're going to a golf tournament on Friday, just giving out product, getting content of all of it, so we can utilize that, showcasing people enjoying, loving the product, or just in the hand. Yeah.
Yeah. And the content, is it high-end production or is it iPhone content? What are you aiming for?
Most of it's just iPhone. Again, I think just showing community is really important. Some skits because they're just funny and fun to watch. We are doing we noticed some other brands in like maybe America or Australia were doing these beautiful recipe videos. I think they're still shot on iPhone. Yeah. Still shot on iPhone, the cans in the background, and then they make a nice recipe.
Yeah, I've seen those. They're all on my For You page. Millions of views.
Oh, I know. So I'm like, look, if we can replicate that would be incredible.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so you're looking at ideas. That is crazy. I think it's like really impressive how you just give away all your secrets. You don't gatekeep. You just tell exactly what you're doing and what's working. And yeah, that's really, really cool. And for that brand, like, what's the goal? Are you looking to scale this one up and sell it again, or what's your plans?
So actually, this business is more for my husband. So he currently works for his family business, which is great. They've got they're quite big, but he wants to do something for himself. I'd love for him to work from home so he can help me more with the kids. So it's for him, also for me, so we can help with the kids. Because I'm actually really busy with my consulting, my mentorship stuff, which takes up a lot of my time. So this is really for him.
Yeah, right. So much on your plate already.
Yeah, and I love what I do. Like, I really enjoy, what I do with teaching people business. So it's still fun to be doing this, but ultimately it's so he can have flexibility. He can work from home. It's great, ideally good income at some point. But yeah. For him.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so you've got 5 business marketing agency. You're no longer running that, so did you sell that one as well?
I sold that to 2 girls that worked for me the longest.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
it's nice. And it's still running, obviously. It's still out there.
Yeah, I saw them they did business awards like last week or something, which was cool for them. I felt really proud of them.
Yeah.
That they went there. I was like, good on you. Because it's not easy to just take over something with like 18 staff when they've never run a business before.
Yeah, that's a lot. And then what happens after the marketing agency? Do you go into the courses and mentorship?
So I just had a baby, my second child, when I sort of hand that off to them. I wanted to work from home again.
Yeah.
I sort of accidentally built it up too big I'm like, oh, now I'm in the office all the time. So I want to work from home again. I've just built a house. So yeah, I thought if I do this consulting, mentorships, I can just do it from home, which is really ideal.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Make It Happen. What was the purpose behind, going into that and building that business?
Well, I guess over the past 10 years, I really love business. I love talking about it. I can yap away for a very long time about it. So I thought, and actually, I just get asked the same questions all the time. How do you do this? How do you do that? And I thought, I'm just going to create a resource, a training, and everything's going to be in there. If you ask me a question, I'll say it's in there. You know, you can just do the training. And then I added in a mentorship program as well for people that just wanted a little bit more help, because I feel like some people do my training, but they need help like picking an idea or telling them what to do next. Yep. So it's just like a little bit extra.
Bit more support and hands-on.
Totally.
Yeah. Cool. How do you see it having a product, now online product versus, because obviously you've had so many e-commerce, service-based as well. What's the difference between two in terms of marketing and growing that brand?
I think if you're doing it for financial benefits, product is actually better because it's so much more scalable, and eventually you'll build a team around it. You know, you'll end up getting a marketing person and a maybe customer service person, and then you won't have to do much. You could, not do anything if you wanted to, really. But the issue with my service space, it's not an issue, but it is actually very labor intensive. Like, I'm speaking to people all the time. I'm creating content. I mean, I enjoy all of it. So if there was a day I stopped enjoying it, then I'd have to stop probably, or bring in other mentors and trainers. So yeah, that's the difference between service, I guess, and the product.
Yeah, right. And in terms of marketing strategy, so you've built Make It Happen, obviously, again, from scratch, which is amazing. We can't do influencers as such, I guess, for an online product. How did you build that brand to start with?
So you can still do influencers.
You can still do influencers. You can.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I only did a couple. So I reached out to a few people. They approached me first.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, look, you've got a big audience. How about I offer you this and a few mentorship sessions in exchange for, put it on some social and do me a testimonial at the end. So I think I did that with 3 people. And then the rest has been, I have had so many of my clients just DM me like, oh, my business made this much. I've never asked for those testimonials. They're just excited. So then I've, clipped them, put them on my website. Done a really strong organic content strategy, which I know, you've been working on doing for yours as well, which is coming up with like educational content, interesting content, business related for people that might want to start or grow a business. I've done podcast collabs with other reputable people on social media or just, well-known business owners. Again, that's a collaboration. It's sort of like influencer marketing in a way.
Yeah.
And yeah, those I'd say those are my main strategies, and email marketing.
Yeah, right. Email marketing. I don't think we've touched on that yet. What do you usually, if you don't mind sharing, what are your biggest tips when it comes to email marketing?
So actually, yeah, we haven't touched on it. Email marketing is probably one of the most important. Always collect leads from the get-go. Sometimes I've met businesses and they have not been focusing on lead collection, email collection, phone number collection. I'm like, oh, you've just missed out on all this valuable data. Because if, let's say you're driving ads and, doing this organic content, influencer marketing, if they come onto your website and they don't buy that first time, and you don't get their email or their phone number, you've lost them. They might not come back again, but if you get their email, you own that database, you could, email them a little bit about you and maybe testimonials, showing them your social proof, and yeah, little calls to action, like, you can buy here, you can enroll here, you can, the messaging.
Messaging, yeah. Business owners, again, I speak to them all the time, and they don't believe in email. They think it doesn't work anymore. No one opens them, no one reads them, especially no one buys from them. But you obviously see, I see it, it still works and it's still a really profitable channel. How much, if you don't mind sharing, like, in terms of the influencer strategy, email marketing, organic content, what is the profit driver for your businesses?
Well, this is just an interesting stat about email marketing. Because this is how I explain it to the people I work with to force them to get email marketing. And every $1 you spend on the email marketing software, you make $36 back on average. So it's just like a general stat. Every $1 you spend on paid ads, you make $2 to $3 back. Paid ads, very expensive. Email marketing, the cheapest way to convert. Like, that is the highest ROI marketing platform. Even influencer marketing, I think, was somewhere in between that. So it might have been like a 4 or 5 return off the top of my head. But yeah, that email marketing, it's crazy ROI.
Yeah, wow, I did not know that. How are you collecting their, do you have any tips for collecting their data and then the funnel to getting them to buy?
I think just a main goal should be building that up in the first place. And even if you don't know what you're going to do with that, for now, you can do that with incentives, like a pop-up, like, hey, get 10% off, 20% off. Yep. I like doing like a mystery discount or get a free gift with first purchase. Free gift with first purchase is often like costs less than giving people a discount, and there's higher perceived value. So people are likely to do that one. So what's the second?
That's smart, yeah. So that's product-based businesses you're offering, discount and free gift. What about for service-based? Service-based.
I generally encourage people to do like a PDF or on my website for my mentorship and trainings, I have a video VSL, it's called a video sales letter, which is I try to get their email and then they can watch a little sneak peek of a free training. But I also have PDFs with valuable resources. Like one of my top resources is 100 business ideas you can start today.
Yeah, right.
Because I know that a lot of people ask me, I don't know what idea to do.
So you're finding their biggest pain point and essentially giving them free value. How much is too much value on those free PDFs in exchange for data? Because I know, like, for some background, I talk to business owners and they're like, I don't want to give away all my secrets because then why would they buy from me? Do you find the same, or what's your thoughts around that?
I feel like the more you give away, the smarter people think you are, or like the more knowledgeable people think you are in that field, and then they're more inclined to work with you. So yeah, I don't think give away enough to build trust. Within my PDFs, I also put a lot of social proof and still link it to, try to drive them to my website. So
yeah. Okay. So you go over their details, they go through like a funnel. What happens after that to get them to buy?
I generally recommend product businesses to do at least like 2 emails a week, and not always like shoving product in people's face. It could be like, let's say you sell hair products. It could be celebrity hairstyles or spotted on this week, and you do some like customer pics or whatever. So not always like just a photo of the product. And then let's say you've got sale periods, like Black Friday's coming up, there's Black Friday on, and then a few sale periods through the year, you might blast them with a bit more emails during that time with the deal. Yeah, that's definitely how
you do it. Yeah, cool. What software are you using for email marketing?
I really like Klaviyo.
Yeah.
I feel like really good data, really good analytics. Yeah, because I know a lot of people use MailChimp and then some others, but I prefer Klaviyo.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I've heard MailChimp, not the best. Cool, just going to break up, I think. Okay, so, I'm going to jump to your personal brand. Obviously, everyone talks about personal brand and why it's so important. You've clearly mastered personal branding. What advice would you give to somebody who's wanting to start that from scratch?
It's funny because I feel like sometimes my personal brand is so random because, yes, my business one is business, but then my personal one, I post like parenting content, I post home content, then it's a little bit business. I'm like, what is my niche? I don't know if I have one. But yeah, over the years, so ideally picking a niche if you can, which is like maybe a couple of interests that you have that you're going to talk about and post about repeatedly, ideally, because then people know what to expect from you. It's not going to be like about dogs one day and then about cooking the next day and then something else like gardening, unless you can find people that like all of those. And then trying to regularly make content. It's quite. I mean, when I started doing Make It Happen, I set myself a goal. I said 1 post a day, and then I upped it to 2 posts a day, and I've been doing 2 posts a day since.
Wow.
Yeah.
How are you finding that?
I have help, so I've got someone helping me edit now. But if you don't and you don't have time, just 1 a day is good. It's great.
Yeah.
I used to actually buy stuff from brands and promote stuff, or like just tag brands in whatever I could, because sometimes they'd read share, and then other brands would go, oh, she's keen to get involved with brands, we'll send her stuff.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's really smart.
Because so many people come to me, they're like, oh, I don't want to do free work. I'm like, but you don't have any work yet, so how about you get in there by creating content for these brands, and then people will see that and start to realize you do this for work, or it's actually work for you.
Yeah, that's really smart. And how beneficial do you think a personal brand is for you and your businesses?
I think it's been really valuable. I've seen a lot of content recently about, I think it's like Bill Gates' daughter, Phoebe Gates.
Yep.
She's been building her personal brand and then trying to get everyone to join her app, sort of thing. And there's so many people, a lot of entrepreneurs starting personal brands and getting that attention and then sort of funneling it through to their business or whatever they're sort of passionate about or want to showcase.
What opportunities has it given you? I mean, I know you speak at events and obviously you've got all of your companies and you make it happen, but has that been linked to your personal brand at all?
Most of my product businesses have not been linked to my personal brand. I was never the face of any of them. I was never in the content. I only really started focusing on my personal brand through Make It Happen about 2 years ago, let's say, creating content all the time. But yeah, through opportunities, I get a lot of speaking engagements, which I don't really even get paid for them. I've only just started charging. I just enjoy it.
Yeah, nice.
I've had a TV show, 3 seasons of Boss Babes.
Wow.
Which is cool, because not everyone gets offered that. Trips to places, like I get to put on events and meet community, which is really enjoyable for me. Yeah, it's really great. I just love it.
Yeah, I think it's become a very big thing now. Build your personal brand. It's going to help you with career opportunities. Mm-hmm. Sorry. What channels are you using? Just Instagram, or are you diving into LinkedIn at all?
Mm-hmm. I've tried. So Instagram is my core because I'm used to it and I've grown up with it. I've tried TikTok. I don't really get how it works.
Yeah, it's a beast. It's hard.
It's hard. It's totally different content. And I've tried LinkedIn, and that's more of a time constraint. I feel like I could post on there, but I'm also trying to do podcasts, YouTube. 2 reels a day. It's a lot.
You've got lots on your plate.
Yeah. It's a lot.
How do you prioritize what's most important? Like, how do you even plan your day with 2 posts a day and everything else that you've got going on?
My calendar is very rigid by the hour, Like I'll look at it and be like, at 1 to 2 I've got this, at 2 to 3 I've got this, at 3 to 4 I've got this, and I've got a 15-minute break, and then I'm doing this.
Wow, okay, so you're really time blocking.
Yeah, time blocking. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's good. Cool, I've got, to bring this up, a few questions. So I wanted to ask you, what is the hardest part about being an entrepreneur that nobody talks about?
Hardest part? I feel like, I was even dealing with this last week. If there's any pressure or something goes wrong, it is on you, generally. I remember, so a couple of weeks ago, trying to launch this coffee matcha brand, had an issue with something during manufacturing. Who's feeling the pressure? It's me. I think that's definitely the hardest.
And you do a lot of mentorship and coaching. What's a common theme for entrepreneurs that you work with?
Mm-hmm. So I work with 2 types. One is established business owners that want to scale more, and one is people that are at the beginning, just started, and they're very confused, or they don't have the confidence to execute. If I'm working with someone that's in that position, I will basically guide them on tasks that should be done. I'll create a timeline for them, so that they feel more, they're like, okay, I just need to go through the list. I'm like, just go through the list and it'll work, essentially.
Because people get so overwhelmed and
Yeah.
just so many things to do. Do you
Yes.
find that mentoring and coaching, have you had any of that yourself, or how beneficial is it for business owners when you provide that?
Oh, what do you mean?
So when you're a mentor or a coach for a business owner, how much does it benefit them? Like, would you recommend everyone gets one? Or what's the feedback that you usually get from people that you coach?
Well, actually, it's really interesting. A lot of my top students, the ones that had really good outcomes and built, like, I've had one girl just sell her business for, like, she did $10 million in sales and just sold her business.
Wow.
But she didn't do my mentorship. She just did my training.
Yep.
So if you can do my training and then you can execute, you don't necessarily need a mentor. Like, you just need to study and learn. But then the people that maybe don't have the confidence, or they want really specific information, then probably mentorship. I even have a mentor right now for my coffee and matcha can. I've got someone who's an advisor he has a very long, he's been in FMCG, the grocery market, groceries, for like 20 years. So if I can just call him and ask him a question, so helpful. You know, he can clarify everything for me, and I feel confident making the next move versus me just worrying, like, is this spreadsheet right? Like, is this how I can approach, supermarket buyers? Like, yeah, it's just easier if I can just call them.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's better just to have somebody who's done it before, and you don't waste all that time or money or stress.
Totally. The stress, the unknown. Yeah, because even though I've done all these businesses, I've never done grocery before. So that's all new for me. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
There's something you're going to not know.
Yeah, right. And so if you were starting from scratch, so you had no content, no personal brand, you never built a business before, what would you do to get to where you are now?
I would research social media and see if there's something that stands out that I think looks cool, that I like and maybe would buy. Find a supplier on Alibaba, order a few samples, create an Instagram account, start putting up some pictures, maybe send out 5-10 units of product, get that rolling. That's really it.
That's easy.
Snowballs. It's just like one method. I'm just building it up.
And this is all in your course, Make It Happen. How is that structured? So if somebody like myself just wanted to start a product business tomorrow, when I bought that, would that give me everything I would need to know?
Yeah, so my business masterclass training is literally from, the very beginning, even like mentality, going through the idea of manufacturing, setting up the website and everything you need to set up. And the rest is marketing, actually. So the majority is marketing, because that's what builds your business, is marketing.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And what's next for you and Make It Happen, or the matcha?
Whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with I'm very content. I feel like I have everything that I ever dreamed of when I was little, and I've achieved all my life goals. I'm very happy to just carry on and go on a couple of holidays with my family, do as many things as I can with my friends and family, do what I love, which is talking about business and doing events and things. Yeah, it's just, I don't even know now. I'm like, I don't really have more big goals I want to really achieve. Yeah.
You don't really need to Make It Happen or teach anyone else, because you've achieved everything you need to achieve, but you're just doing it because passionate, want to help other people.
I don't know. I just find it so fun. I'm like, why did I start that marketing agency and stress myself out with so many clients? What's wrong with me? Yeah, I don't know. I guess it fills my day. Like, what else would I be doing? I'd just be sitting at home. Like, what do I do today?
Yeah, it's so impressive, especially because you started so young. And I mean, a lot of people who'll be listening will be thinking, excuses. I'm too scared. I don't have enough money. But you obviously proved that you can start from scratch multiple times. Yeah. Do you have any advice for anyone who wants to be where you are?
You're so right. I hear those objections every day. Like, so even some people that have enrolled in my mentorship, I did a call with someone last night, and everything I suggested, they came up with a negative thing. And in my head, I was thinking, it's all possible, but you're literally in your head doubting every single move. You're doubting everything I'm saying, basically, without actually executing. So I would just recommend making like a list, a to-do list. Like it could be, come up with a business name, set up a Shopify website, register trademark, start up social media account. Every day, just tick off one task. Like one of those tasks, pick a name that might take you 20 minutes. So if you do one task a day, it might take you 20 minutes to an hour. It's by the end of the week or the month, you will have essentially launched your business.
Yeah, right. Because people just, I need to do like 10 minutes of this and this and this and this, and then you just get nothing done because you're just constantly trying to do everything at once.
Yeah, and I think they think about everything and it seems overwhelming. But if you can break it down into tasks, just do one task a day. Don't even look at the rest. Like, register your company today. Set up a business bank account tomorrow.
Yeah, time block.
Time block.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that's everything that I wanted to ask you. Pick your brain about everything that you've got going on. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate it and giving so much free, valuable advice. If anyone wants to work with you or do your business masterclass, where can they find you? www.makeithappen.org.nz, or just maybe look up Make It Happen, I think. And then my Instagram handle is also @makeithappen. We'll pop it all in the description below. Thank you so much for joining.
Hey, thank you.